Welcome to episode 40 of Box News. This is Far Cry 2. It's a far cry from being a good game, unfortunately. Ha ha ha, pun. Anyways, Far Cry 2 basically takes place shortly after the Far Cry 1 game. Different setting. You're basically in like a desert setting in this one, fighting the terrorists of the area. This game, I didn't like this game. Why? Because the missions were just bland, boring, difficult. The driving mechanics were awful. The cities and the map didn't work very well. It wasn't fluid. Everything was choppy and boxed off into zones and districts. And it was just a poor attempt at a sandbox shooter. The atmosphere was kind of neat, but it was nothing really new and nothing really enticing. The thing I did like was actually the Xbox Live version of the game. Well, not version, but feature in the game. The customization of creating maps was definitely the focal point of marketing this game. It was like, hey, you can edit terrain, you can do, so much, create just giant maps. Like, they were astronomical, and I definitely feel that Far Cry 2 Online was underrated. It was kind of clunky. A lot of the gunfight and the gunfire were kind of iffy. Some of the guns weren't the greatest. The variety wasn't the greatest, but it worked. But I do really like the customizing of the maps. That really worked for the game. So if you want kind of a bland story that's going to take you quite some time with repeated missions over and over, go clear out this village, go fight your way through this to clear this zone and move on to the next. It's just the monotony of the game is just annoying. The story was bland. Like I said, the vehicles and all that wasn't that great. But if you want a fun online experience with customizing, if you're really into creating maps and doing that sort of thing, then definitely pick up Far Cry 2. You could probably find that game for really cheap now. It wasn't a huge success. Plus, the only bad thing with that being said is, who's still playing that on Xbox Live? Probably a handful of people. There's diehards out there that stick to one game, never change it. So, if that's you out there, comment on this video, tell other people to pick it up. If you're still playing Far Cry 2, let people know your gamer tag. Say, hey, join me in an online session, check out my maps. There's a lot of cool ones out there. You have the freedom to do whatever on it. So Far Cry 2 available for the Xbox 360 and PS3. Like I said, the replayability, it's an open world game, so there's so much you just drive around and mess with people, the villages, but the maps and everything just is so blah. The missions aren't the funnest, so replayability is mainly for the online feature. So check out the game for the online. The story is blah. The visuals are at times really good, at times just flawed. So it's not the greatest game out there, but definitely check out Far Cry 2. It's worth it just because of the online feature. And then give credit where credit is due to all the hard work from the programmers and the devs. Play through the story. Try to manage to get through it. Whatever. But I want to thank you again. This was Far Cry 2. Sorry so short. It's been a while. These are some old throwback games, so I don't have a lot of bragging to do for them. They're not the greatest. They're not the worst games I've ever played, but they are what they are. This was Far Cry 2. Hope you gained something from this. If not, sorry. If you don't ever see this game or hear this game or play this game, you're not really missing anything. But I hope that games have learned from this game, or developers have learned from this game, that there is high potential in map editing out there, and you give them the tools, they will create it. Much like games like Little Big Planet and the Forge in Halo. I'd love to see the next Call of Duty have the ability to do that. That'd be pretty cool. I love customization. So as they marketed, that was their focal point. So if developers learn anything from that game, definitely incorporate that in games coming out. Imagine having a game like Left 4 Dead, Left 4 Dead 3, if they do choose to make that, with the ability to customize maps, customize different things, Gears of War. I mean, just any. It doesn't have to be necessarily shooter games, but more games that allow you the customizing and the manipulation of not so much the core gameplay, but the terrain you play on, or the environment. Because when you give yourself a new environment to play in, that really adds and changes the game, the fun in the game. It makes it a brand new game for you, which continues, it makes the game longer, the experience, the enjoyable experience much longer. You play for a little while. Just like Forge and Halo, I kept reinventing myself, reinventing maps and doing different things. Staple Gunned, pro gamer out there, actually created a variant of Driftball, which was a basketball game. I was sad to see it never caught on, but it's stuff like that I hope to see in other games out there. But I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you again for watching episode 40 now of Box News. This was for Far Cry 2. Stay tuned and please subscribe. Thank you.